God didn't mark you for mediocrity. Embrace your higher purpose now. I remember the first moment I truly understood that God didn't mark me for mediocrity. It was in a moment of raw, unfiltered desperation, when I felt like the weight of the world was pressing on my soul, that I experienced a divine encounter that shook me to my core. I was standing on the edge of uncertainty, questioning every decision, every hope, every dream, when suddenly the heavens opened with an intensity that defied explanation. In that split second, a brilliant light pierced through the darkness, and I felt the unmistakable presence of the Lord embracing me with a love so deep that all my doubts melted away. And it was then, in that overwhelming moment of grace, that I realized we were all destined for something far greater than mere mediocrity. You and we are called to embrace our higher purpose, a purpose illuminated by the eternal wisdom of the Bible and the profound teachings of the Lord. In this journey that we are about to embark on together, I invite you to listen with your heart as much as with your mind. I want you to imagine yourself in that moment of divine encounter, when the boundaries of human limitation shattered, and you saw a glimpse of the infinite potential that lies within you. We are here to explore the profound truth that God has equipped each one of us with unique talents, dreams, and a destiny that far exceeds the mundane. We often hear the phrase, "God didn't mark you for mediocrity," and today, I want to delve deep into what that truly means. It's a call to awaken from the slumber of self-doubt, to rise above the trials of life, and to embrace the higher calling that beckons from the very depths of our souls. I want you to consider for a moment the biblical stories of transformation and redemption. Think about Moses, who was once a hesitant shepherd in the wilderness, only to be called upon by God to lead an entire nation to freedom. Or David, the humble shepherd boy who, armed only with faith and a sling, took on a giant and emerged victorious. These stories are not just ancient tales. They are living testimonies that remind us that the power of the Lord works in mysterious ways, turning the ordinary into the extraordinary. And just as these figures experienced a metamorphosis in their lives, so too can you be transformed by embracing your divine purpose. Every single challenge, every hardship you face, is a stepping stone on the path toward your ultimate destiny, as laid out in the timeless pages of the Bible and the enduring teachings of the Lord. Now, you might ask, how do I start this journey? How do I awaken to the truth that I am destined for greatness? I want to share with you a moment of my own transformation. A moment when I was overwhelmed by life's trials and doubts. And yet, I found strength in the sacred words of Scripture. It was during a time when I felt lost, when the world around me seemed indifferent to my struggles, that I turned to the Bible for guidance. I pored over the Psalms, finding solace in verses that spoke of hope, renewal, and the unwavering love of God. In those moments of quiet reflection, I realized that every trial was not a punishment but an opportunity to grow closer to the divine. I learned that God's plan for me was not to lead a life of complacency but to challenge me to rise above my limitations and to shine as a beacon of light for others. And so, I stand before you today, urging you to cast aside any notion of mediocrity and to embrace the higher purpose that God has destined for you. As we journey together through these words, I want you to feel the weight of history and the power of faith. The Bible is filled with stories that teach us about sacrifice, perseverance, and the relentless pursuit of truth. Consider the teachings of Jesus, who, in his time on earth, preached about love, compassion, and the transformative power of forgiveness. His life was a living sermon, a radiant example of how to live a life filled with purpose and meaning. And it is in these teachings that we find the courage to face our own giants, the strength to overcome our darkest fears, and the hope to believe that we are never alone in our struggles. The miracles recorded in Scripture are not mere myths. They are evidence of a divine intervention that continuously reminds us that we are cherished beyond measure and destined for greatness. I challenge you now to reflect on your own life. Ask yourself, what dreams have you tucked away in the quiet corners of your heart? What talents have you been reluctant to share with the world because of fear or doubt? Each of us has been given unique gifts, and it is our duty to nurture them, to let them shine, and to use them in service of a higher calling. You see, mediocrity is not in our DNA, it is a man-made construct. A limitation imposed by a society that often fails to see the potential that lies within each one of us. But when we open our hearts to the teachings of the Lord and the eternal wisdom of the Bible, we begin to see that our potential is limitless. The same divine spark that ignited the creation of the universe lives within you. And it is up to you to harness that power and transform your life into a masterpiece of faith, hope, and love. Imagine, for a moment, standing on a mountaintop, the wind in your hair, and the vast expanse of the world spread out before you. In that moment, you feel a deep connection to something much greater than yourself, a divine force that whispers promises of hope, renewal, and eternal purpose. That is the moment when you truly realize that God did not mark you for mediocrity. Instead, you have been chosen, blessed, and empowered to make a difference in this world. Every setback you have faced, every tear you have shed, has been part of a grand design leading you to this very moment. And now, as you stand on the threshold of a new beginning, I urge you to embrace your higher purpose with all the passion and conviction that you can muster. The journey towards embracing your higher purpose is not without its challenges. There will be moments when the path seems steep and the darkness feels overwhelming. But it is precisely in these moments that the strength of your faith is tested and refined. Just as gold is purified in the crucible of fire, so too are our spirits refined through trials. The Bible reminds us in Romans chapter 5 verses 3-4 that suffering produces perseverance, character, and hope. Each obstacle you face is an opportunity to deepen your understanding of the teachings of the Lord and to strengthen your resolve to rise above mediocrity. You must ask yourself, am I willing to embrace the challenges that come my way, knowing that each one is a stepping stone to greatness? It is a question that demands honesty, introspection, and a commitment to personal growth. And in answering that question, you will find that the obstacles are not barriers but gateways to a life of purpose and fulfillment. Let us not forget that the divine plan for each of us is intricately woven into the fabric of time and space. The Bible teaches us that every moment of our lives is ordained by God, that there is a divine order to every experience we encounter. This perspective can transform the way we perceive our challenges. Instead of viewing setbacks as failures, we begin to see them as necessary lessons in our spiritual journey. The teachings of the Lord remind us that our lives are not defined by the moments of despair, but by how we rise above them and continue to strive for a higher purpose. Every trial is an invitation to draw closer to the divine, to tap into the reservoir of strength that God has placed within us, and to emerge from the darkness into the radiant light of hope and purpose. I invite you now to join me in a moment of deep reflection. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and envision the life you were meant to lead. Picture yourself standing in a place of abundance, surrounded by love, and filled with a sense of unyielding purpose. What does that vision look like? How does it make you feel? Are you willing to take the leap of faith, to step out of the shadows of self-doubt and into the brilliant light of your divine destiny? These questions are not merely rhetorical. They are the keys to unlocking the door to a life of fulfillment and spiritual triumph. The journey ahead is both a challenge and a blessing, and it is up to you to choose to walk it with courage, conviction, and the assurance that you are destined for greatness. I remember vividly a day when I visited a place of profound historical and spiritual significance, a sacred location steeped in the echoes of ancient prayers and divine miracles. As I stood there, feeling the palpable presence of the Lord, I couldn't help but think of all the souls who had walked that same ground, each one carrying their own burdens and dreams. In that moment, I felt a deep connection not just to the past, but to the very essence of divine purpose. It was as if the stories of the Bible came alive before my eyes, the miracles, the struggles, the triumphs of faith, and I realized that we are all part of this grand narrative. The same divine energy that stirred the hearts of biblical figures like Abraham, Moses, and Mary continues to flow within us today. It is a reminder that God did not mark us for mediocrity. Rather, we are all imbued with the potential to achieve greatness and to make a lasting impact on the world. As you listen to these words, I want you to know that this journey is not just about lofty ideals or abstract concepts. It is about real, tangible changes in your life, about transforming the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you act. The Bible is replete with practical advice that has guided countless generations towards a life of purpose and fulfillment. Whether it is through the parables of Jesus, the letters of Paul, or the poetic wisdom of the Psalms, the teachings of the Lord offer us a roadmap to navigate the complexities of life. They remind us that true success is not measured by material wealth or societal accolades, but by the depth of our faith, the strength of our character, and the love that we extend to others. In a world that often celebrates mediocrity, these sacred words call us to rise above, to become the best versions of ourselves, and to embrace the higher purpose that God has envisioned for us. There will be moments in this journey when you feel overwhelmed by the enormity of the task ahead. The path to embracing your higher purpose may seem riddled with uncertainty, and the challenges may appear insurmountable. But remember, my friend, that every great journey begins with a single step. The Bible teaches us in Proverbs that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. So, take that step today, embrace the promise that lies within you, and trust that the divine plan is unfolding in ways that are both mysterious and magnificent. Let your faith be the compass that guides you through the storms of life, and let the wisdom of the teachings of the Lord be the light that illuminates your way. I want you to understand that the transformation we speak of is not an overnight miracle. It is a gradual, evolving process, a beautiful metamorphosis that unfolds as you nurture your soul and align your actions with your divine purpose. Every day is an opportunity to reaffirm your commitment to a life of faith, to challenge the status quo, and to reject the notion that mediocrity is your destiny. The Bible is filled with reminders that we are called to be more than what we currently see in the mirror. We are called to be reflections of God's glory, to shine with the brilliance of 1,000 suns, and to impact the lives of those around us with the transformative power of love and hope. And so, I ask you, are you ready to embark on this journey of self-discovery and spiritual empowerment? Are you prepared to confront your fears, to challenge your limitations, and to step boldly into the future that God has prepared for you? In the days, weeks, and months to come, as you navigate the complexities of life, I encourage you to seek solace and guidance in the Bible. Read its verses with an open heart. Let the teachings of the Lord seep into your soul, and allow the wisdom of Scripture to remind you of your infinite worth. There is an unending reservoir of strength and inspiration waiting for you in those sacred texts. A treasure trove of insights that can transform even the darkest moments into opportunities for growth and renewal. And when you feel lost or alone, remember that the divine presence is always with you, guiding your steps, and reminding you that you are destined for a life of greatness. I often reflect on the moments of awe that have punctuated my own spiritual journey. There was a time when I stood at the crossroads of despair and hope. And it was then that I encountered a miracle, a moment when the seemingly impossible became reality. I had reached a point where every sign pointed to failure, yet a single moment of divine intervention turned my life around. I was overwhelmed by the realization that God, in His infinite wisdom, had chosen me to be a part of something far larger than my own existence. That moment of epiphany was a turning point, a moment when I understood that mediocrity was never an option for those who are called by the divine. Instead, each of us is entrusted with a unique mission, a higher purpose that beckons us to step out of the shadows and into the light of God's everlasting love. This journey is also about community and connection. As we walk this path together, we are reminded that we are not alone. There are countless others who have experienced similar revelations, who have broken free from the chains of mediocrity to embrace their true potential. I encourage you to reach out, to connect with those who share your journey of faith, and to build a community grounded in love, trust, and mutual support. Together, we can uplift each other, share our triumphs and struggles, and collectively celebrate the transformative power of the teachings of the Lord. Whether through small gatherings, online communities, or heartfelt conversations, the bonds we form in our shared journey towards divine purpose are a testament to the enduring strength of faith and the human spirit. As we near the culmination of this exploration, I want you to carry this message in your heart. You are not defined by your past failures or the limitations imposed by a world that often settles for mediocrity. The Bible and the teachings of the Lord remind us that we are all capable of miracles. Every moment you experience, every challenge you overcome, is a step toward a life filled with meaning and purpose. God didn't mark you for mediocrity. He marked you for greatness. In every trial, in every moment of despair, there lies a hidden blessing, a divine opportunity to grow, to learn, and to ultimately shine. The higher purpose that calls to you is not a distant dream. It is a living reality waiting to be embraced with every fiber of your being. Now, as we come to the end of our shared journey in this message, I leave you with a final invitation. Embrace the divine purpose that has been etched into your very soul. Reflect on the miracles of the Bible, on the profound teachings of the Lord, and on the countless examples of faith that have transformed lives throughout history. Ask yourself the deep questions. What is my true purpose? How can I rise above the mundane and step into the extraordinary plan that God has laid out for me? And most importantly, are you ready to break free from the chains of mediocrity and step boldly into the light of your higher calling? I know that the road ahead may not always be smooth. There will be moments when doubts creep in, when the world seems determined to pull you back into old patterns of limitation. But I promise you this: every time you choose faith over fear, every time you choose love over despair, you are taking a powerful stand against the forces of mediocrity. You are saying to the world, and to yourself, that you are destined for something far greater. And in that decision lies the true miracle of transformation. The divine love that has carried you through every storm, that has guided you through every dark night, is still there, waiting to lead you to a future filled with hope, purpose, and everlasting joy. I urge you to keep seeking, keep believing, and keep pushing forward, even when the path seems uncertain. The Bible is not just a book of ancient wisdom. It is a living testament to the power of faith and the enduring promise of redemption. Every verse, every story, is a beacon of hope, a reminder that we are all children of God, destined to rise above our circumstances and to shine with the brilliance of divine light. Let these sacred truths resonate within you, stirring your heart and igniting a passion for a life that transcends mediocrity. As you move forward, remember that you are a masterpiece in progress, a work of art meticulously crafted by the divine hands of the Creator. Every experience, every struggle, every triumph, is a brushstroke in the grand canvas of your life. And when you look back on your journey, you will see that the path was never about settling for average. It was about uncovering the hidden depths of your soul and discovering the immeasurable power that lies within. Embrace this truth, and let it propel you into a future where your potential knows no bounds. So, my dear friend, I stand before you today, not as someone who has all the answers, but as a fellow traveler on this sacred journey of life. I share these words with the hope that they will ignite a spark within you, that they will remind you of the divine purpose that burns bright in your heart. Together, let us reject mediocrity. Let us rise above the noise of a world that tells us to conform. And let us embrace the higher calling that God has destined for us all. Let the wisdom of the Bible and the teachings of the Lord be your guide, your inspiration, and your constant reminder that you are meant for greatness. As you continue to walk this path, I invite you to explore further, Visit trusted resources like BibleGateway.com or BlueLetterBible.org to dive deeper into the scriptures and uncover more of the timeless wisdom that can transform your life. Engage with communities of believers who share your quest for truth and purpose. Together, we can build a movement, a community united by faith, passion, and the unyielding belief that our lives are meant for more than mere mediocrity. Our journey is ongoing, our mission is sacred, and our destiny is nothing short of miraculous. In every prayer whispered in the quiet of the night, in every scripture read with trembling hands, and in every moment of quiet reflection, remember that God's plan for you is vast and filled with endless possibilities. You are not here to simply exist. You are here to make an impact, to leave a legacy, and to be a living testament to the transformative power of faith. The miraculous stories found in the Bible are not relics of a bygone era, they are vibrant, living proof that the divine works within us all. And as you go forth, may you do so with the conviction that every step you take is guided by the loving hand of the Lord. I want you to know that this is not just a message, it is a call to action. It is an invitation to step into a life of purpose, to reject the notion that you are destined for mediocrity, and to embrace the higher calling that God has lovingly placed in your heart. Today, right now, make the choice to rise above your circumstances, to break free from the chains of self-doubt, and to walk boldly in the light of divine truth. Let the timeless wisdom of the Bible and the profound teachings of the Lord be the fuel that drives you forward, inspiring you to live a life filled with love, purpose, and unyielding passion. As we draw this sacred conversation to a close, I leave you with this final thought. You are a beacon of light in a dark world, a testament to the fact that mediocrity has no place in the grand design of your life. Embrace your higher purpose with every fiber of your being. Let your actions be a reflection of the divine love that resides within you. And know that in every moment of challenge or triumph, you are fulfilling the destiny that was written for you in the heavens above. Our journey together does not end here. It is merely the beginning of a lifelong commitment to living out the miraculous truths of the Bible and the teachings of the Lord. So, as you continue on your path, ask yourself, what will your legacy be? How will you transform the trials of today into the triumphs of tomorrow? And most importantly, how will you allow the divine purpose that burns within you to light up the world? I encourage you to hold these questions close, to let them guide your steps, and to always remember that God did not mark you for mediocrity, He marked you for greatness. Now, go forth with a heart full of courage, a spirit brimming with faith, and an unwavering commitment to embrace your higher purpose. The world is waiting for the miraculous story that only you can write. And I have no doubt that it will be a story of profound transformation, boundless love, and divine inspiration. May you be blessed, may you be empowered, and may you forever walk in the light of God's eternal grace. Embrace your destiny, transform your life, and know that your journey is a testament to the boundless possibilities that lie within the embrace of the Bible's wisdom and the teachings of the Lord. Remember, you are not a product of chance or circumstance. You are a masterpiece in the making, a vibrant expression of divine creativity, and a living proof that mediocrity is simply not in our design. Step into your greatness, inspire others with your courage, and let the light of your faith shine brighter than ever before. I thank you for joining me on this transformative journey today. I hope you feel as inspired and empowered as I do, and I encourage you to share this message with everyone you meet. Let's create a ripple effect of divine inspiration, spreading the message that we are all meant for something extraordinary. Embrace your higher purpose now, knowing that the love of the Lord surrounds you, guides you, and lifts you up every step of the way. The miracles of the Bible are living proof that nothing is impossible when we put our faith in God. So, as you continue to write your story, remember that you are destined for greatness, and that every challenge is just another opportunity to prove that God truly did not mark you for mediocrity. Now is the time to act, to believe, and to live out the divine purpose that calls you from the depths of your soul. Let this be the moment when you decide to leave behind the ordinary and step into a life filled with divine purpose, unwavering faith, and transformative love. The journey ahead is filled with promise, and every step you take is a testament to the boundless grace of our Creator. Embrace it fully, live it passionately, and know that you are forever loved, forever guided, and forever destined to shine.